going to try to show you how to tink some rows. First I'm just going to knit a couple rows of this pattern so that you see what I'm tinking. Now when you tink, all you do is you just undo stitches. It's called tink because it's the word knit spelled backwards. So as you can see, this row is just a row of knit stitches. So those will be easy to tink. The second row is the one that's more complicated. It's going to be a knit stitch, and then a knit one below, and then a purl, and then another knit one below, another purl, the last knit one below, and then a knit stitch. Okay, so that's the row we're wanting to undo. To tink stitches, like I said before, you're going reverse. That's why it's called tink, because it's the word knit spelled backwards. So to get on backwards, we got to go backwards. You hold your work in your right hand, and you're going to put everything over back onto the left needle. So to undo a knit stitch is easiest of all. You just have to go through that loop back there, this way, and you slide it and you pull off the stitch. That was tinked. Now, I need to do this knit one below here, which is a little bit more complicated. Now you can see where the yarn is coming from. I need to go through both of those loops and then pull the yarn out. And so now we need to look at this because we know it was a knit one below. So let's take a look at it. When we did it, we had to pull loose the stitch that was up on the needle, and this was the stitch that was below. So this stitch here needs to be pulled up through that loop before we put it on the needle. So I get a crochet hook and put it on the loop, and then I get that other yarn that's hanging loose and pull it up through that loop. And now I can put it on the needle. So that was undoing a knit one below. Now I need to do a purl, and this one's a little different too, because you can't work it with the yarn in the back. You have to bring the yarn to the front, just like when you stitch that purl, and you have to go where the yarn is coming from. You can see where the yarn goes through that little loop. Just go through that loop and then slide off the stitch. I like to call that lerping, because you can't say lerup. Purl backwards, it doesn't sound, so I call it lerping. Here's another knit one below, so you just go through both of these loops that we're undoing, pull that yarn loose, and then here's where you have to do your surgery. So you pull both of these loops, and you get this loop that does look like a loop, and you've got this, you can see a little bit better this time because I moved further in. See how this one long loop is hanging loose? That's the one you need to pull back through that loop. So here's where you can get your crochet hook. Put that long yarn on it and pull it through the loop, and then put it on your needle. There, we just undid a knit one below again. We're going to have one more, so don't worry. Here's a purl again, so just look for that spot where the yarn's going through. There's that, and here's the last knit one below that we need to repair, undo. Okay, those two loops again. So we take them off the needle and keep them where we can see them. There's that loop. Go from back to front through that loop, and I get this long piece of yarn, And I pull it through that loop. And then I put it back on the needle. And then all I have left now is this last knit stitch. So I'm going to just find it there, pull it through. There. Now I'm back to where I have that row of knit stitches from before. So that's it. Hope that helps somebody. Happy knitting.